right. It is 2019, and guess what, folks? We're still at the diner.
Yeah, we're still at the diner.
And who are you again, sir?
I am the bold one, the cold one, John Colder Ice Lawson. What's up?
I'm Brent Leary.
Yeah, he's Brent Leary. He's
2019, a new year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year to you, sir.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Here's a toast to 2019.
All I got is water.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Well, at least I got some lemon in it. Actually, this is the first time we'll actually be eating or drinking anything in one of these.
Oh, okay. That is true.
As people are always talking about, well, do you guys actually ever eat at these places?
We usually eat before we record.
Yes. You know, because it makes for kind of a messy video.
Yeah, who wants to see that?
Nobody wants to see him eat, you know, so.
You don't want to see this guy eat. He eats the weirdest shit ever. It's crazy.
Right. And on that note, folks, it was a big year for 2018 for Amazon, right?
Huge year.
All right, so we're going to do, what, a couple of the big stories,
big stories.
That
what was big to you?
That we came up with. And then some predictions for 2019.
2019?
All right, so we're going to start with looking like the year in review kind of thing.
Go for it.
Oh, you want me to start with one?
I got one if you
go
want.
ahead.
Let's talk about Ring.
Age before beauty. So.
Ring. Acquisition I thought was pretty big.
That was huge. That was like the early part of the year.
Early part of the year, and I think you're going to see the implications of being inside of people's homes and on their devices really amplify coming up. So I think that was way bigger than it feels right now.
I would say, looking at the acquisitions before Ring, I think it was at the very beginning of the year, there was Blink. And so, you know, the security cameras. So we had Ring, which was the doorbells with the video. You had Blink. And then after, like either it was before or right after they bought Blink, they had their own cloud cams. So they went all big with their security and video and the Echo.
And it's also going to allow you to get your products delivered inside your home.
If you want that.
It's coming. It's coming.
If you want that.
If you want that.
All right. So another of the acquisitions that I thought was big was PillPack. It might not be big to a lot of people right now.
Right, exactly.
But with what we're going to find out about how serious Amazon is with their healthcare strategy, PillPack may actually end up being a lot bigger than people think it is right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go.
All right, that was a good one.
And that piggybacks off of Whole Foods to me, PillPack.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
And Whole Foods they bought 2017.
2017, but I think that's a big one.
All right, so I took another one, big, interesting at least. The whole post office, Trump, Amazon, Bezos thingy, whatever you want to call it. You know, there seems to be some, I don't know if it's jealousy.
There's a little tension.
There's definitely a little tension. But it seems to be coming from one way, actually.
A little bit. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a little trolling, too, but we'll talk about that. There's a little
trolling, but the whole idea of kind of, you know, putting feelers out there on, you know, what can we do to get the post office to maybe charge shippers more, and he meant Amazon more.
Exactly.
Big time. I mean, there was a stretch in the course of the year where you couldn't get Bezos out of the president's mouth. It was to that level. And it seems to me that, are we over at that? Are we kind of just at a stalemate because there's other things going on?
Yeah, I'm about to say, I think for real, the president has a lot of other things to deal with on that personal level. However, I do think that he has put in place certain things that at that time he put strategies in place, and they're going to come to fruition in 2019. So you're going to see certain things that are going to happen probably with e-packet and cheap postage delivery for
China.
From China.
China.
I think you're going to see that come into play around March.
All right, here's the other thing. Maybe this is a lookout. Do you think there's anything that might be put into place or put into motion around breaking up Amazon?
Absolutely. Look, that's part of my predictions for the year.
Oh, I didn't mean to get all into your predictions.
Absolutely.
Did I slide into your predictions?
You did slide into prediction. Amazon is going to get some congressional headwinds. That's
But
what's going to go on in 2019.
did they fight it by having their second headquarters based in
yeah.
the DC metro area?
I think that was
hear
part of the purpose.
They beefed up their lobbying efforts, it sounds like.
Oh boy.
So it looks like what started as a lot of talk in 2018, maybe more than just talk in 2019.
No, it's action. It's
gonna be
totally
action.
action. Yeah.
That's a cool one to look out for.
Yeah, you got to watch out, especially as the numbers start really generating from the NRF about how much Amazon did in the quarter of the fourth quarter and how much of all of online purchasing is Amazon. They're cruising.
So that was my last big thing.
That was your big thing. All right.
Everybody was talking about, as the fourth quarter was the holiday sales. Are we going to see a little stagnation? Is it going to start to slip? Doesn't look like it slipped at all.
No, I don't think it slipped. I don't know if, as long as they keep, they haven't had a big data breach.
Not yet.
Yeah, exactly. Not yet.
They've had some little
yeah.
leaks.
I mean, and the key thing is not yet. It's
Right.
Everybody goes through these things, and it's really how you handle and how you come back out on the other side.
Maybe we should say that we've heard of.
Heard of what?
Any data breaches that we've heard of.
Heard of, right? Exactly.
Because we didn't hear about Marriott's until after
Freaking 4 years later.
500 million people
Yeah,
affected.
yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, that could be something that's in the headwinds, too, that you just never know. That might be a little bomb in the road for them.
I will say this, to end the big thing, as part of the sales, now, we don't know specifics, but when Amazon released the press release about their results for the holidays, one thing stood out to me. Sales through Alexa were up 3 times over last year.
Okay.
Now, once again, I don't know what that means.
Exactly.
Does that mean it
come
went
on.
from $1
It's
to
like
$3?
10 people bought last year. We had 30 people this year.
They don't tell
It's
us
like, no,
specifics,
they never give you
but
specifics.
it was
But it's still growing.
it was a bullet point, and to see at least triple the growth when we know overall growth was about 18%.
18%.
Triple. So it's moving in the right direction.
It's moving in the right direction. I got one more thing I do want to talk about in 2018 that was huge, and a lot of people don't really understand it. But
Does it
it's gonna
cause you to do this?
It does. It makes you go. It definitely. You're stupid. The Nexus ruling. All right.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right,
you
that's-
know,
yeah.
That
That's-
Supreme Court ruling about picking up taxes for
That's true.
states. I think you're going to see a lot of issues with that, especially since half of all of Amazon's sales are done through third-party sellers. That ruling affects half of Amazon's profits, and I think it's going to be somewhere in there that it's going to be a problem.
So if half of all U.S. online sales come through Amazon, and half of those sales are done through smaller businesses, that's a big deal.
That's a pretty big portion, isn't it? When
It's
you
a
think
pretty
about
big
it.
piece of the pie.
Yeah, that is, and it's going to affect all of those in different ways. All districts are going to have different freaking laws. It's going to be
That's
a
really
pain in the butt.
complex, complicated.
Yeah, totally cumbersome.
Yes.
So that's an
All right.
issue.